can you give us a brief update on our water systems in New York City? Just like a general check-in.
Definitely. We've actually been getting a lot of questions from New Yorkers about our water systems and, our water supply. Right now, it's a kind of unprecedented, challenging time, but it's good and it's reassuring to know that New York City's water systems continue to work as normal. So we're fortunate, for these essential workers at DEP. Major shout out to them who are in the field, in the lab, at our facilities, inspecting, protecting, maintaining, both our drinking water supply system and our wastewater system. They kind of keep everything flowing in New York City for us. And so, yeah, it's just, there's no concerns. There's nothing to be worried about with the coronavirus and our drinking water quality or our water systems. DEP continues to supply over 1 billion gallons of fresh drinking water to New Yorkers every day. And as you guys know, and as a lot of our teachers may know, the water comes from upstate New York, from rain and snow, what we can hear outside right now, that falls on our rivers, our lakes and reservoirs, and flows down to New York City, mostly by gravity. And this system continues to function, to operate, and thankful to the folks who are helping to continue everything moving and flowing in our systems.
I was wondering, Robin, have there been any changes that DEP has noticed, either good or bad, since social distancing started in response to COVID-19?
Yeah, that's a great question. As far as I know, we haven't seen too many changes in terms of our water and wastewater systems being affected by what's happening. However, we are taking a few proactive measures just to remind New Yorkers of how they can be, good stewards and continue to be good stewards of these systems and of our environment, even while they're at home.
What are some ways they can be good stewards?
Yeah, great question. There's actually a few things that we can all do. Right now, DEP recently relaunched our citywide Trash It, Don't Flush It campaign. If you're familiar with it, we had launched it about a year ago. And it's to remind people of what should and shouldn't go down our drains. So thinking about how a lot of people are at home right now, probably cleaning more, maybe using sanitary wet wipes or other cleaning products. Maybe cooking more with our families while we're all, cooped up inside. And so we're producing a lot of other waste products in addition to our usual wastewater. So it's important to remember that things like grease and oil left over from cooking or wet wipes or other household products that go down our drains can actually clog our sewer system and damage a lot of the equipment at our wastewater facilities. So this campaign is all about letting people know what should and shouldn't go down the drains. And there's a great website, it's called fatbergfree.nyc, where you can learn more about that. While it's raining outside, I just have to also add in, this is a great time to conserve water at home. We're probably using a lot more water at home than we usually do because we're normally on the go. And so when it's raining outside, all that storm water runs off the ground, picks up pollutants, ends up going into our same sewer system that carries our wastewater. And if we can conserve water, kind of hold off on like showering, washing dishes, or doing laundry, these bigger activities, we can actually reduce the amount of pressure on our sewer system to carry all that water. And we end up protecting water quality around the harbor. So it's a really important thing. Conserving water during these storms helps us out a lot. It's good to understand how our sewer system works in New York City. Most of our sewers are part of a combined system that carries both wastewater from our homes and stormwater runoff from the street. If that system, hits capacity, there's too much water, it's a big storm outside, we don't want all that water flooding our wastewater facilities or flooding out back onto the street. So it actually gets released untreated to surrounding waterways, and this is called combined sewer overflow. It's not every time it rains, but a day like today when we're expecting, some big storms, we may see that happen. And so any waste or products, debris, litter from the street can end up going out to our waterways untreated. And it's important to also know the other side of our system. Some parts of coastal Brooklyn, Queens, Staten Island rely on separate sewers. And so the sewage or wastewater from your house will always go directly for treatment. It won't mix with rainwater. But any water off the street, no matter what, will end up going out untreated to the waterways. So that's another good thing to keep in mind. I don't know if you guys have been walking around your neighborhoods at all and notice any new types of litter on the street, like I have. Masks, gloves, things that people are using to protect themselves. A lot of it ends up being littered. And we're at a time where we're trying to minimize spread of germs. So it's really important that we make sure we're disposing of waste properly, making sure litter, any type of litter, but especially these things, are thrown out and don't end up going out into our waterways.
Are there any other ideas, resources, projects that DEP is working on that our students could take a look at or explore?
Yeah, so our team has developed several different, we call them online education modules. They include background information, lessons, activities, and resource materials, all about different environmental topics. So we have one on sound and noise in the urban environment, green infrastructure and stormwater management, and then New York City sewer systems, which is a fun one. And we just announced today, actually, and this week we're launching for Earth Week our new climate change education module, which is awesome. Wow. And it's something that has been in the works for the last couple of years. We really wanted to create a resource that is interactive, it's place-based, and it covers an array of different climate topics, many of them specific to New York City. So it's very much about what's happening right here in our local area. So that's a great resource, and we'll be sure to share that out with everyone. In addition to our modules, we also have our water story map, usually something that we give out as a printed resource, but it is available online to download. It's the student version of the map. Students can use it, investigate it. There's questions that go along with it, and then there's a teacher's guide to help teachers use this as an activity digitally as well.